We all know that keto is great for you, but we also need to remember that women's bodies are different than men, and we therefore need to eat correctly so as to not disrupt our hormonal cycle. I really cannot emphasize this enough. Now, it would be easy to say that women should avoid keto altogether, but the advantages are just so many that women just need to learn how to do it right. My name is Rashmi Pacha. I'm a health coach and the founder of Ainari, a women's health platform. And today I'm going to be talking about how women can practice keto safely without disrupting their hormones, how they can lose weight if they do keto rightly. Now, the keto diet can make a tremendous difference to the hormone called insulin. No better way to get yourself out of insulin resistance than fasting combined with the keto diet. But if done for an extended period of time, especially around ovulation and the last week of your cycle, it can cause hormonal imbalance. This is because your body actually needs insulin to make estrogen, and it needs cortisol levels to be low to produce progesterone. Let me try and simplify this for you. What you should or shouldn't do. Point 1. Don't practice keto the week before your rule number 1, important one. From day 14 of your cycle until right before you bleed, your body needs a hormone called progesterone. Progesterone is the hormone that allows the uterine wall to shed. Now, it is also your anti-anxiety hormone. So without adequate levels of progesterone, your menstrual cycle can go for a complete toss, and you may also experience PMS symptoms as well as cramps. So for those of you who get cramps and PMS, remember progesterone is important for you. There are two ways to help your body increase progesterone levels, and I'm going to quickly share this with you before I move on to the next points. Eat foods that make you that help your body make more progesterone. Now, what are these fruits? They're fruits like tropical fruits like papaya, orange, mangoes. You can eat all kinds of beans. You can have all kinds of potatoes, especially sweet potatoes. You can have grains like quinoa as well. So, balance your progesterone. That was point number 1. Point number 2, lower cortisol levels. Cortisol is the stress hormone released by your adrenal glands. It is important for helping your body deal with stressful situations. However, when cortisol levels are too high for too long, this hormone can hurt you more than it can help. It is therefore important to keep your cortisol levels low. Low carb diets, when we combine them with intermittent fasting, they have been known to raise cortisol. So increase smart carbs a week before your period and avoid stress. So these are the 2 points that we discussed for progesterone. Now, moving on. Moderate fasting the week before your period. Fasting along with the right diet helps you get into ketosis faster. We've spoken about this earlier. Fasting itself helps the body heal, and it can be miraculous. We've spoken about this as well. But it is difficult to fast the week before your period. Your body needs insulin to make progesterone. We spoke about this as well. So if you're not eating, you're not getting enough insulin, causing your estrogen levels to get messed up. Fasting also raises your cortisol levels, which will decrease progesterone. So this is why the week before your period, avoid the longer fast. Fasting for 12 to 16 hours is fine. That's not considered long. It's fine for most people, but listen to your body and skip fasting if you're finding it too difficult, or you just don't, your body tells you not to do it. And this is, I'm talking about the week before the cycle. Now, what else? Eat enough vegetables. 40 to 50 grams of net carbs that you're supposed to consume during a keto diet are best received from vegetables, especially green leafy ones. This is important for maintaining good gut bacteria. Now, here's a tip for you. How do you know net carbs in a food? Simply subtract the fiber grams from the carb grams. This is why we focus on a ketobiotic diet and not just a keto diet. You need to ensure you feed the good bacteria in your gut even while you're on keto. Now, why? Because the good bacteria in your gut produce neurotransmitters that help calm your brain. It can make you happy. It can help build your immune system and give you lots and lots of energy. Point number 4, vary your diet. Especially in the week before your period is important. When you first start on keto, you will see the shape of your body will change. You start losing inches. Because you train your body to become a fat burner, what happens is that your body will take the fat from around your waist, your hips, your chest, your belly, even your face, and then burn it up to create energy for your body. It can make you look and feel really beautiful. Your mental clarity will go up and your energy levels also go up. It is, however, very, very important to vary the diet every now and then, especially in the week before your period. Add a day or two of higher protein or fat or good prebiotics to support your gut and overall nutrition requirement of the body. On the Ainari platform, we have made this simple. Once you log in your menstrual details, the platform will tell you which day to eat what. Yeah, the app is going to come very soon, so just watch out for it. Point number 5, support liver. It is important to understand the connection between liver and a high carb diet. When you're on a high carb diet, which most Indians are, right, your cells becomes inundated with glucose from the foods that we eat. This causes your cells to become insulin resistant. The extra glucose, it gets stored in the liver. Now, not being able to store glucose in your cells, your body has to store this extra glucose somewhere, so it stores it in your liver. You keep eating high carb and it keeps storing it into your liver. Once the liver gets full, it stores it as fat in your body. So when you first go on keto, you repair your cells. They become insulin sensitive again. But you still need to help your liver out. It is congested and it needs support in order to dump the stored glucose you've given it over the years, right? So it has to dump it out. So it needs support, which is why you need to eat fruits like cruciferous vegetables. You need cauliflower, cabbage, broccoli, Brussels sprouts. So remember, cruciferous vegetables, all of these that I mentioned, help support your liver. Keto is wonderful. It can help you in more ways than just one. Just be mindful of the above mentioned points, and you will be you'll just feel so good about yourself, about your body. And like I said earlier, your body is miraculous. It has all its healing power inside. What women especially need to know is that balancing hormones is important, and once you start cycling between keto and stopping and getting fruits in, getting the right vegetables in, you learn to balance your hormones with the combination of keto and fasting. That's all for today. Stay happy, stay healthy.